Open your ears and lube up your butthole. It's time for the What Do We Call It podcast. Now, here's your host. It's Jmann. Welcome to the What Do We Call It podcast. I'm Jmann.
And I'm Bergie.
And we're going to talk about...
butt stuff.
Butt stuff.
What the hell?
Because I was like, let's be funny this time.
Yeah. We haven't done a funny one of the What Do We Call It podcast. All of our recent ones have been more serious.
They have.
So it's about time to do a freaking funny one.
How did we even get on this topic the other day?
I don't remember. It just was have you ever licked a butt? I got a text message.
Okay, thanks for jogging my memory.
Butthole. And I said, fuck yeah, I have. I've licked a couple buttholes in my day.
God damn it. I was laying in bed and I just felt like sending out a mass text to 12 people. Just said, have you ever licked a girl's asshole? It's for the show.
Yes. Which
created a brief amount of controversy, not because of the topic, but because
Why?
Lunchbox reposted it, switch of genre treason. He shared it on Facebook, a screenshot of my text. So it just says, Rev J. Blumpkin, have you ever licked a girl's asshole? It's for the show.
Giggity.
He was hoping to get some answers to help me out with this. And then I get a text from him. He's like, dude, I reposted about this topic and somebody fucking reported it and it got taken down. I don't know anybody that's ever had a Facebook comment flagged and taken down before, reported for abuse.
Yeah. Maybe it's a little inappropriate for the Facebook. I guess it all depends on his friend's audience.
No, I'm sorry.
I wouldn't want my family seeing me asking a question if I've ever licked a girl's asshole.
Well, more importantly, Facebook allows you to make racist memes. So I doubt that licking an asshole was the problem. Reese Hartfelt, the other half of Genre Treason, thought that it was because of my name Blumpkin triggering something. And I'm like, somebody must have been like, that's gross.
That's definitely a report button issue.
Probably. Fucking censorship.
Stupid.
So then Lunchbox got mad and butthurt. And he's like, whoever the hell reported it, please unfriend me and fuck yourself.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Balls. Fuck yeah.
He also has frequently said, if you're going to say anything about The Walking Dead or Sons of Anarchy or whatever show he's watching, unfriend me. I don't want any fucking spoilers. Anybody that posts any fucking spoilers, I'll unfriend you.
I told you about that right when the most recent Star Wars came out. The opening night, you and I worked.
Yeah.
I think. And I made a post saying that I knew Luke Skywalker was the bad guy, and I had so many close to death threats on my face. It was hilarious.
People do not fuck around when it comes to spoiling beloved franchises' new installments.
People were super mad at me. But it's just like, well, it's one of those things where you should fucking know. If you're that heartfelt about this series, this movie, you should fucking know that Luke Skywalker's not the fucking bad guy.
You dumbass.
That's akin to, like, say, a husband who knows the gender of the baby in utero, but the wife doesn't, and then he says something in front of her and spoils it. She wanted it to be a surprise.
See, that would be that. Yeah,
that's what it's like for some people when you spoil The Walking Dead or Star Wars.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I wanted to witness that myself. It's not the same now.
Well, it's not. I've accidentally ruined, like, episodes of shows for myself by trying to, like, get the names of actors on the show through Wikipedia. Yeah, I fucked myself on season 1 of Mr. Robot on a few things by reading character names, and it talked about descriptions of stuff. I'm like, God damn it! But butt stuff.
Back to butt stuff.
Back to butt stuff, you dirty asshole licker.
Ew.
What I did was I sent out that mass text to 12 or 14 people. And I got some responses. Some were funny. Reese Hartfelt says, I don't believe you. It's not for the show. I think you're trying to use this against me. Non-answer. Sorry, I got to put you in the other column. So we started off with Bergie here talking about licking buttholes. And you run with that.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. Fresh out the shower after a Brazilian or maybe a little cleanup job down there. I don't want any stray hairs with, particles or whatever. I'm telling you, if it's
I like
a fresh
that the hair
butthole,
is your main concern in that scenario, not the fecal matter.
No, not at all, because the hair attracts the fecal matter. So if there's no hair, it's a clean butthole.
Oh, yeah, because there's not poop just inside the precipice of that
it's
anus.
not like you're fucking tongue punching her fart box. You're just, giving her a little rimmy. And I'm telling you, like, in my experiences, it's not for my pleasure, it's for hers.
You know who's also a big fan of licking the brown eye? Is Fear Factory guitarist Dino Cazares. Like, he's infamous for giving an interview once upon a time ago where he talked about not only did he like giving analingus, which if you didn't know, that's the term for eating an asshole. Analingus. His girlfriend loved receiving it. Like, she could not get enough of him tongue in the bung.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's a whole new level. Like, that's kind of what I was going on. It's a whole new level of, pleasure for them. And like I'm a big fan of like the squirming around and stuff. And let me tell you, as soon as your tongue goes a little south of that border, those legs start to quiver, and she makes some noises you've probably never heard her make before. I'm just saying. It's not for me. It's not like that's what I seek. But pinning knees to the bed and going to town on a little booty is, eat that booty like groceries.
I feel like the noise that she would make would be somewhat akin to like the Mad Hatter's laugh from Alice in Wonderland.
Pretty much. That's probably about it. Yeah,
it's God.
like I don't know, it kind of tickles or it kind of feels good, and
What?
Like right after climax when you do the little DJ scribble down there, and
What?
she's kind of like, and can't really stand it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right after she climaxes, just go down there and kind of work on that DJ box.
Oh no, most of them don't want you to touch that. They're like, don't touch it.
You got to force them, dude. You got to like.
That doesn't sound rapey.
Oh, it's not rapey. It's
you use the word
realize
force.
You gotta have a little more control over it. Of course, they don't want you touching it and playing with it after that because it's super sensitive. So that it's just like right when she gets done sucking you off, and you just whether you blow on her face or whatever, like if she puts your peen back in her mouth, you're just like, oh my God, no, and you get all weird about it. Like that's what they're feeling. But if she kept going right after that, dude, I guarantee you it'd be a whole new world of pleasure.
Yeah, no, if they keep going once you're done, like they swallow, and they keep going, it's not like, no, it's too much. It's just kind of like, okay, this feels good, but I'm done. You can stop.
See, I don't know, it's the exact opposite for me. Like right after, it's just like, holy fuck, don't touch it, because I'll do it again and maybe poop or something.
Do it again?
Oh yeah, dude. Like that's how girls are, man. As soon as they climax, if you just keep going.
Oh, them.
Yeah. Well,
now you're
me
talking
too.
about you. I'm
yeah,
like, what are you doing going
that's how
twice?
I am. That's how I am too, man.
How do you do that?
No,
I'm
not saying I ever have done it, because I've really just pushed them off because I can't stand it. But that's what I'm saying. You just kind of maybe make it so you can hold their hands back or something somehow. Like
equally as rapey sounding.
Hey, I mean,
nothing you're saying to make this argument stronger does not sound like
I'm just
you just
saying,
gotta hold them down, you gotta force them, you gotta make them like it.
You gotta whisper in her ear.
Jesus Christ.
Just go with it.
You're making it sound like Sharia law. You will like this.
Hey.
You will obey.
After she actually gets over what I to my knowledge, the reason they don't like it is because it's super ticklish, right? You don't like people tickling you, especially when you're like vulnerable, aka naked and all that kind of stuff. So that's like, as soon as they get over that, like, oh my God, it tickles, or oh, I feel like I'm gonna pee if you do that. Like, as soon as they get over that, they'll realize that is only the first half of their orgasm.
I like how I just linked rape to Sharia law, though.
It's kind of what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I like to look at buttholes. I don't need to taste the butthole. And like I said when we were talking about this last night, I'm like, I could see a picture of a pineapple, or I could eat pineapple.
But yes,
they're different sensory experiences. But I don't necessarily like to taste pineapple. Like, I can look at an asshole and appreciate it. I don't need to go to the museum and put my tongue on the painting to get more of the effect.
But, see, okay, I totally see your argument, too. I get the sensory thing.
The Mona Lisa's not going to roll her eyes when I go and start licking on her knuckles.
I don't know, yeah. But my side of the argument is, if you can look at a painting of a pineapple, you can appreciate a pineapple. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that just because I see something, I want to taste it. It's just if I see something and appreciate it, I admire it, and I'll do what I can to, show my feelings towards
Buddy, you don't count.
Stuff.
You lick your own asshole. Shut the fuck up.
Wow. He has some stuff to say about that.
He is chittering about beeholes.
He's probably pooping right now.
No, he's not.
No.
You'd hear scratching.
My thing is that I'll go with it. If you're cool with it and got a clean booty hole, I'll go for a little exploration.
Ew.
I've
thought about it. I have to think about it to know that I wouldn't want to do it, because there's like, that's where your doo-doo comes out. I don't care if it's clean. Because it's your butthole.
But if it's clean,
What is wrong with you?
it's clean.
Yeah, number one fan Tim said, what if you lick it and then she farts in your mouth and then you're breathing in fart gas and then you
just
vomit?
Breathe and then you vomit. Then she deserves it. You can hold back a fart for a couple seconds.
You know what it makes me think of? It makes me think of when they tried to tell that on Family Guy, Mort Goldman, that the dog was farting and it smelled like cookies. He's like, oh, does it really smell like cookies? Oh, God, she farted in my mouth. I can taste it.
Yeah, you definitely taste it. That being that close.
Ugh.
No, I was telling you there was a. So I'm a huge fan of porn bloopers.
Well,
And there is a blooper to that exact description. The girls, I want to say the setting is like outdoors because they're by a pool, I think, and she's like doggy style on a tanning chair. It's like flat out, and he just kind of comes up behind her and he's all blah, 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 doing her thing. And then right as he comes out to take a breath, you hear a, and she goes, "I'm sorry," and he just gets up and goes, "Fuck this shit," and walks away. That would be pretty funny to see. I don't think I could hold it together. I've never had that experience, though.
really?
Never had a fart. I mean, I've had a dirty experience with a butthole, but
Go on.
that wasn't my tongue or my peen. So, there was this girl, dated for a while, and she liked a little bit of the DP. And one being my peen, the other being like a toy or a anal.
Double penetration. This is just like writing reports at work. Don't use abbreviations. You're confusing me.
Double penetration. So she was into that stuff, and fuck, I was too, because it was cool. I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. So she got this new toy that kind of, I don't know, it wasn't ribbed, but it was like a bunch of balls that got bigger as the shaft got longer, and they were like in like
anal beads.
No. It was like a solid dildo, but it had balls. And like, imagine shoving a bunch of, I can't really say ball bearings, but they're like bigger.
Marbles?
Yes. Into a condom, and then like just wrapping it super tight. Like that's what it was. Like,
They made a combination dildo
ribbed.
Anal bead. It was a little of both.
It was a little of both, but it wasn't so aggressively angled as anal beads are. Angled beads. So I'm going to town on a vag, stick that in her butt, doing my thing. And one thing I can say is that if you're going to put anything in a butt, make sure it's not ribbed or what's the word for it? Textured?
Because?
Okay, so on my way over here, I was thinking about telling a story on how we do this. If you think of like an Indian arrowhead, right? And the shape they make that, it's not like a smooth kind of one-way in. Like it's kind of rounded around the edges, just much like common day arrowheads, so that it has resistance coming out, right? So it goes in and it doesn't come out. So like that's kind of what textures do in the butt. When you're pulling it out, there's kind of that resistance. So there was shit on this toy as I pulled it out of her ass.
Well, it was her asshole.
Like,
and buttholes are
and
tensile,
I'm not saying,
so you shouldn't be
I'm
surprised.
not saying it was like a little tiny piece of poop. This thing was covered in shit. And I was like, oh my God, I don't want her to be embarrassed because I want to keep going. And I'm not just going to throw this thing on the floor. So
It's all about you, isn't it?
No, because I don't want her to get embarrassed. Because if she does, then she's just like, oh, I'm done. I don't know.
Yeah, because you're like, I don't want to stop, so I don't want her to know there's
she didn't want me to stop either.
You see a true motivation.
So it's a 50. It's a win-win, So I'm thinking, oh my God, what the fuck do I do? So I like kind of just slowly kept pulling it out, and I just whispered in here, I'll be right back. And I walked into her bathroom with this poopy dildo, and I turned her sink on and washed it off in the sink like as much as I could, and then just kind of set it on her bathroom counter and walked back out there and
Right by the
proceeded to do
toothbrushes, huh?
in the toothbrush holder. No,
Oh.
yeah, near the toothbrushes. But so then I just kept going. But so that's where I learned that I would never stick my tongue inside of a butt. It's always just like the outside. You just kind of play with it and kind of tease them a little bit. Penis is okay in the butt. That's fine. I don't care. Tongue? Nah. That's where I draw the line. Like, I would never physically break the barrier or break the seal with my tongue. Finger? Sure. Penis? Yeah. Toy? As long as it's not textured.
No
Tongue?
fingers.
Nah.
No fingers in the butt.
I think you just wipe it off on the bed sheet.
Oh, yeah. Just like how you
Wash
probably
'em.
wiped the dildo with the monogram hand towel.
No, it was her bath towel.
Okay.
But I threw it on the floor, though, so she'd know it was dirty.
Now, was the poo on the dildo toy, was it liquidy or chunky?
Oh, so imagine churning butter, but the
Okay.
butter being poop. So it was like a peanut butter,
It's called truffle butter.
truffle butter.
That's the dirty term. Good times.
So I mean, that's my one negative experience with the butthole. Otherwise, all the other ones are like, it's like you're bringing them to a whole new place.
Yeah, Browntown, via the Hershey Highway.
I mean, you're technically going there, but like you're bringing them.
They're along for the ride.
You're bringing them to a spiritual place.
Yeah, right, because it's like they take peyote and then they go off on like a
Yeah.
spirit
Oh, yeah.
quest out in the desert.
Oh man, I guarantee. So the other place I draw the line is nothing is coming near my asshole, because I'm a dude.
You know what I'm saying?
And I tend to wreck shit when I sit down and go take a shit anywhere. So I know my butthole's never clean, ever. So nothing's going near my booty because I am not doing that to you. Now, even like the filthiest scum off the street, I'd be like, nah, you can stay away from my butt.
Well, you and Jim Norton, the comedian, have nothing in common because he loves to get his butthole licked.
I've heard it's great. Don't get me wrong. I have heard from a few individuals that a knuckle or two or a tongue feels great. I don't know. I mean, these guys are pretty reliable. They're decent friends of mine, so I would take their word for it.
I like how the proximity of the friendship to your inner circle is what necessitates whether you take them on their word.
Well, I mean, it's not like they're a stranger coming up to me like, hey, you want your butthole licked?
How you fellas doing?
But if they were like, hey,
Feels real good.
I got some information for you. It feels really cool if you let a chick lick your ass. So tell your girlfriend. And he just walks off into the night.
I don't think I'd take that guy's advice.
He comes in, he's got his face is all wrapped, he's got like a hat on and a fucking duster, and he slinks off into the darkness. You were just given advice about sex by Darkman. Liam Neeson just told you to get your butthole licked.
Hey, oh, that would be great. Could you imagine? Liam Neeson.
I don't have any money, but what I have is a piece of advice for you. That if you have your girlfriend lick your asshole, it will feel incredible.
I'd take his advice.
I mean, I've three-holed a chick before. It doesn't really do much for you.
Three-hole to chick.
Yeah, when you go three-hole on her, back door.
Three-hole on her back
When you
door.
fuck her in the ass.
Oh, okay. I
I've
was
done
thinking
that.
you're trying to fill all three holes of her, and I'm like, what the
God,
fuck?
No.
You monster.
I don't even know what you would call that. That would be called like the holy trinity of penetration.
The airlock.
You'd have to like fuck her in the ass while trying to stuff a ball into her pussy, and then take a dildo and just
okay.
jam it down her throat. I don't know. And I can tell you that it's not fun. I don't get why people like doing that because they just complain the whole fucking time. Slow down. Oh, be careful. If I'm trying to have sex, I don't need a constant flow of advice like you're a mover trying to park a couch in a room of a client's home and they're telling, a little to the left, a little to the right, wait, let me see again. When I move the table, I don't need a constant armchair quarterback telling me what the fuck is going on. You're taking me completely out of the moment. It's like when someone has their cell phone out texting next to you at the movie theater, you have ruined my experience. I'm trying to see what's going on at the movies, or I'm trying to feel what it feels like inside of your butthole with my dick, and all you do is whine and criticize.
I think a lot of that's inexperience. Because let me tell you, like, if it's something that they're doing for the first time, you almost, first, dozen or so times, you almost kind of have to lead up to that. Because
well, you don't just go, all right, I know you wanted foreplay, but just take your pants off and spread your cheeks. I'm going right into your asshole.
No, yeah, but I'm saying, like, you almost got to have a few practice rounds first before you kind of go cray cray, because this girl who, had the poopy butt dildo, I could go to town.
She really liked things back there, huh?
Yup.
My cousin had a college roommate like that, and she said that, no, you don't go slow. You get in there, you just pound it hard and fast. But then she also one time couldn't sit down for a week because a guy shithole fucked her so hard that she pooped with extreme pain.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
Not pain, extreme pain.
Extreme pain.
She probably had some sort of
little
anal prolapse.
Anal fissure there? Or, a little...
Beyond fissure. He probably ripped something up inside of her cavity.
Yeah, see, I've never had that happen. It's funny when they wake up the next morning. Did you fuck me in the ass? Or did we do butt stuff?
You just keep mentioning more rapey things.
It's not like I drug them. They do it to themselves.
Well, I get in the scenario they were drinking the night before and don't remember, but when they wake up, oh my God, did you fuck me in the ass? Yeah, a lot of gay guys that get roofied end up asking that question the morning after they get taken home from the nightclub. Did you roofie me? Did you fuck my ass? I did. Better go get a blood test.
But no, that's also kind of funny because you can kind of tell, especially if you do anything the next day, they're kind of timid to say. It's almost like they just got done working legs. They did a leg day the day before, and they kind of sit down with caution.
Never skip ass day.
A little funny. Wouldn't that be a thing?
There was a guy in high school that dated. He was a senior, and when we were sophomores and freshmen, he dated one of the best looking chicks in our grade, and he used to go backdoor on her. And somebody asked him if he was really into it. He's like, it's not that I like it as much as I kind of like to make her feel uncomfortable. Oh, he got off making her feel squeamish by taking a D in the B.
I can't say that's part of my thing.
That's a little sadistic.
It's kind of about that control, you know what I mean? It's like a
how's that feel?
Dominance thing, but it's not. I can't say it's more about her pleasure than mine, because I'm kind of with you as when I'm doing butt stuff, it's not that I'm like, oh my God, this feels so much better. It's not
like a sleeve it seems like it should be.
No, it's does this feel really good for you? And it's if it's a yeah, then it's all right, then I'm into it. Then cool, whatever. Let's just shower after. When you just want to come,
How's that? I've noticed it's really hard to come when you're in a butthole.
Oh no.
It's not for you? Mm-mm. You're just like, oh, I'm in a butthole.
Oh yeah. And it's just usually it comes right after me saying, I'm gonna come in your ass.
Oh,
is that rapey?
No. That's just creepy.
Well, this is getting interesting.
That's just the confirmation that I'm gonna do this. Is this okay? And if she's like, okay, then it's yeah, all right. And if she's like, no, then it's
you're too late.
Yeah.
I wish you would have said something 5 seconds ago, because when I said I was gonna come, I was actually coming. Didn't you hear my voice?
I'm gonna
come in your ass. Imagine if your McDonald's
that's kind of the
Happy
voice
Meal
they
said,
make.
I'm gonna give you a heart attack someday, or I'm gonna make you fatter.
Preemptively told you the future, or what is
no, you're telling the chick that I'm gonna come in your ass. Mm-hmm. So disaster's about to strike.
Oh,
imagine if a quarter pounder was like, you're gonna get fat. Thank you.
Okay. I guess that's
because I've come in a butthole before, and what she told me was it came out greenish.
Oh,
greenish.
Jeepers!
It mixed with the poo, and she must have had greenish poo, and it came out kind of a brownish green.
Does she eat lots of veggies?
I don't know.
Salad eater?
Well, first off, this is the first chick that I ever went backdoor on, and I talked to her, and we talked about this, and then we finally did it, and afterwards, I went to go wash my dick, and then I came back. And I'm like, are you okay? I don't think I like what we just did. And it's like, you've gone a bridge too far, and you're discussing it now, immediately thereafter.
So the first time I ever had any sort of experience with anal stuff, it was just a conversation I had with my neighbor, who was a girl, and she was explaining to me her first time having anal sex.
Yeah, she was putting out feelers to see if you'd be down to take her to Browntown.
I was, for sure. Still would if I wasn't married and stuff. But she was a looker and still is. But anyway, she was telling me that it feels a lot like sandpaper. Now I don't know what the fuck that means, but that was my first thing. So from that day to the point of where a girl actually asked me to play with my ass. Like, that was like a no-go thing, because I would never want anything like that felt like sandpaper near my asshole. So I don't know how true that is. Maybe she was kind of throwing out the vibes to see if I was like, oh, well, do you want some sandpaper in your ass while we're standing at the bus stop? Or, I don't know.
There's an after-school special that never made it to TV.
That's true.
Standards and practices. Inappropriate!
Don't ever ask about sandpaper and assholes.
You're talking about children and butt fucking. That's not okay. So make that bitch get high on PCP and jump out the window. That's fine. But butt fucking? Never.
Never.
Fuck you, buddy.
You ever just, like, look at the butthole when you're in there?
Yeah. Yes.
You ever notice it's just like the whole thing is like, God, how can I describe this? If you stick your hand inside of like a wall of Nickelodeon gack and you go to pull it out, or you stick a knife in Jell-O and go to pull it out, the Jell-O itself kind of sucks up as the knife's coming out. It kind of like starts coming with you, but then it lets go.
Kind of looks like a little sucker fish.
A little, but I was watching like the whole wall of the anus like go in, out, in, out. I was mesmerized at first, and then I giggled a little.
I think you'd enjoy butt stuff. If you're looking at butts and appreciating them that much, you'd like butt stuff.
Yeah, no. I'm not really into butt stuff.
I'm thinking you would. It's because you've never tried it. You can't knock it till you try it.
I've never licked an asshole. I fucked a couple different chicks in the ass, and then a few more that I tried to that it didn't take, and they're like, no, it hurts, stop.
Does it make you feel good?
Notice that I said... They said, no, it hurts, stopped, and I didn't do it. And sometimes you just got to hold their legs down and just jam that dick in there.
That's not what I'm talking about. That's far from what I'm talking about.
If you give me the opportunity to make you sound rapey, I'm going to take it and run.
Well, no, I'm not going to say that doesn't sound a little rapey. But causing them pain and causing them pleasure are definitely two different things.
In fact,
I would never forcibly cause any female pain.
One of them felt so weirded out by what we just tried and it didn't work. She's like, I'm going to go home. She left!
Yeah, that's what
She left.
Well, that's
because
why
she was weirded out that I just stared her in the asshole and tried to stick my dick in there and it didn't work. Now, there's been plenty of times that I've been trying to like stick my dick back in when we're switching positions. And like they're like, nope, not there, too far. I'm like, are you sure? Yeah, a couple of them. So I technically, I've almost accidentally penetrated 2 more anuses on top of the 2 that I have, plus the 2 that I didn't. Boy, dicks and buttholes have weird relationships, don't they?
Yeah. They're always they're like, it's like the mistress, you know? It sees it every day. The butthole sees the peen, and the peen sees the butthole every day. They're always like, hey, what's going on? And then every once in a while, they like bump into each other. But she knows that he's meant for a different hole, and he knows that he's meant for that hole, but wants to kind of maybe go next door every once in a while.
I suppose. I think of it as like the relationship between the sun and the moon and how they rotate around the earth.
Okay, that makes sense, too.
The earth would be your weenus.
Yeah.
The sun and the moon, I don't feel like I need to explain that anymore.
No.
I know that the earth revolves around the sun, but I'm just saying the way that they rotate around, they're kind of there. And the relation of the gravitational pull, you know. Sure, the moon affects the tides and such, but it's the sun that gives us the warmth. The vagina that's so inviting.
Yeah.
Helps us.
There you go.
Helps us tan.
I like that.
Just looking at the butthole.
It's kind of winking at you.
Just kind of moving as you're pushing in and out.
Yeah.
They also say that anal is good for constipation.
Well, if we're going to talk about that buttercream, whatever the
truffle butter.
Buttercream. Yeah.
You're making it sound like cake frosting.
I mean, I guess it could look like a really crappy color of paint frosting. Pun intended.
Probably should have polled a few gay guys on this one. No pun intended. But
so I'll tell you
constipation.
I'll tell you another story that I have heard about doing it in the butt, which has made me nervous ever since I heard it. So I got this buddy who was in the active duty army for a few years, and women in the active duty side of the army, not all, but a vast majority of them, I'll be a little sexist, do get around. And he had told me about this girl in his unit who got around quite often, and she was in it for the butt stuff, like all for it. And he said that they were doing it and, going to town, doing their thing. And he finished. They showered, and like 2 days passed, and he started like having this super, super horrible burning when he peed. And so he thought, well, fuck, I've got an STD. Shit. So he goes to the doctor, and it was some bacterial infection because poop had gotten into his pee hole and stuck around there for a little while and caused some infections.
You're supposed to wash it immediately thereafter.
But you wash it, but do you douche your pee hole?
You probably spread your dick hole open a little bit to let the water get in there.
It had to have gotten in there.
You were
a
just
little
fucking
deeper.
a butthole, and she gets a lot of dicks in her butthole.
Yeah. So he didn't contract any STIs or STDs, whatever the fuck they're called now. It was a bacterial infection from the poop, much like pink eye, but it was pink penis eye, pink eye penis.
He had conjunctivitis of the urethra.
Yes. Conjunctivitis.
That's what pink eye is.
Yeah.
Did you ever
That
see?
would be what it is.
Did you ever see Zach and Miri make a porno?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, the constipation thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he's fucking that chick up the ass while they're standing up, and then he pulls his dick out, and then she shats on the camera.
I mean, I've never really...
It uncorked it right there.
Yeah. Which I could see happening. I could totally see it happening.
The Beast
Confirmed it.
Really?
She confirmed that going back door makes you poop.
Okay. Sure. I mean, it makes sense. Absolutely makes sense.
And the bandit loves dicks in her ass.
Who's the bandit?
Her former roommate.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yep. Yeah, no, I mean, some chicks dig it, and if you do, I'll throw it in there. I'll toss it in if you dig it. I'm not rapey. I would never. Let's check it out, and you know what I mean.
Here comes the backpedaling.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to hold her down and handcuff her wrists. And
I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue with the fact that does sound rapey a little bit, but it's not like a. Do it till she cries. It's a do it until she laughs. You know, and
what fun is it if she doesn't?
Like my experience with the whole holding them down and make it is that they just start laughing uncontrollably, and it's just like being ticklish. It's all it is. That's the only reason they're just like, no, stop. It's sensitive. But it's fucking ticklish. It tickles. That's what that is. And if you like, I don't know. You know that like relief, like when you're getting tickled, you're just like, oh my god, stop! I'm gonna come. And then, and then as soon as they're done, you're just like, oh my god, you know, you're out of breath, and it's all like kind of euphoric.
If you're being tickled to the point that you're out of breath and almost farting, that sounds kind of rapey.
No,
nobody wants to be tickled. Most people, like, when you say, oh, are you ticklish? They kind of clench up because it's like, no, please don't fucking do it. Tickling is like the gentlest form of rape because you're going to do it whether they want you to or not just to get a reaction. You do it to little kids and it's supposed to be innocent and they giggle. And that's what's cute because my girls, they'll giggle their asses off and say, tickle me now, like it's a game.
Right.
I don't want to have them think about, it tickles is a nice sensation. I like it because apparently my kids are snagglepuss now. Tickle my bunghole even. Heavens to Murgatroyd. Lick my booper.
I'm just saying. Let's try it. Just, you know, with the, what's it, S&M, when you kind of do the whole whips and chains stuff, like chaining them down. And haven't you ever seen that stuff?
Yeah, I've seen
like
it.
Those
it's fucking
women,
retarded.
It's retarded.
It's retarded.
Oh, I kind of like it.
What?
Those women, like, not like the beating her up thing, but like the what do they call, like, sex machines? Where they like tie them up to a pole and just have those like little, what are those little vibrators called? They got the big round tip on them. Some of your female ladies who watch the show or listen to the show.
It's not like I can get live feedback.
No,
like,
I know,
somebody
but
call
they
in
know.
Quick.
They know what it is. I want to say it's called like a Tamagotchi. I know that might not be what it is, but it's like
Tamagotchi.
I know
a
what a
pocket pet.
Tamagotchi. I know what that is, but it's something like that.
The little bullet ones are a rabbit. You're
maybe?
talking to like the big spongy tipped ones that look like a
the
giant Muppet microphone.
Yes, exactly.
You don't get how they work, but it's like a vibrating surface roughly the size of a goddamn grapefruit, and they just push it right on their pussy.
Yep. And then they just squirm and squirm and squirm. And like that's what I'm into. Like, that's how I know you are experiencing pleasure right now. You cannot physically control yourself. I'm into that.
One time I used a dildo on
The Beast.
and she told me to stop because she said it was too intense.
Yeah, dude.
I basically was not trying to be gentle. I was like stabbing her in the vagina with this thing, like as hard and as fast as I could, and I thought that's what she liked.
So it's too intense, like that.
She's like,
hurts
it's too intense. You can't
like
just do it. It's
feels
just
too
like
good.
when you go for my clit, you can't attack the clit. That became a running joke. Attack, attack, attack. I just go for the clit and just start. I just fucking go to town. And, yeah, come on, you little pink bastard. I'm going to get you.
But that, no, that's what I meant too. And that's where the butt stuff comes into play. It's like a whole new level. A whole new level of, like, pleasure.
There was this gay guy that was in a wedding with me years ago. It was Lunchbox's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And he once got chlamydia from fucking a dude in the butt.
Yeah.
He's lucky that's all he got.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Related fact, the night of the wedding, like, people were downstairs dancing and drinking. The chick that I was dating at the time, I fucked her in the gay dude's hotel bed.
Nice.
And then he came home and found out about it. And he wasn't even mad. He's just like, that's so unfair because I'm not even going to get you in this bed. Jesus Christ. The least you could do is, like, invite me.
Invite me to watch.
Like, sorry, bud.
Yeah, I don't want any of that action.
This is a two-person dance. Three's a crowd.
But he wouldn't have been into her. He would have been watching
Right.
you.
I don't need him to, like, sit there and jack off while he watches me fuck. Because then it's like, what if I look at him while he's looking at me and then our eyes meet? That's too much.
Okay. What if he just got up and started walking to you and just, I want to come on you?
No.
Wouldn't that be funny?
That's like opening the Ark of the Covenant. All right? I would make his face melt.
Here I come.
The horror is too much. Here's the results of my
let's
poll.
go over those
since
results.
We've been holding off on this. I asked 12 guys. So, of those guys, I got one non-answer who said that I was going to exploit them. I got 5 yeses. And I got 5 no's. And I know that only adds up to 11. So somebody got lost in the mix and also did not answer me at all. So 5, yeah. Let me see. One of these people said, boy, I don't know if I want to say it. I'm like, you just admitted it without saying it, you fucker. He's like, whatever, just don't use my name. I'm like, that's disgusting and you can never kiss me again. Clearly you said yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just going to throw this out there, and I'm sorry if he's upset. But number one fan Tim said yes, but I think he said he did it once by accident.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, he accidentally did it.
If it's an accidental thing, I could see it as a pretty traumatic experience. But I'm just saying, hey, if you haven't gotten your butthole licked, if you're a girl and haven't gotten your butthole
out right
licked,
now and find a guy.
Go
to
out and
lick
just
your
find a guy. If it's $10, it's $10. I guarantee, if you find a homo student, offer him $10 to lick your asshole, he will devote 3/4 of his tongue to your asshole.
You want to think about that? What you just said for a second.
I'm just saying,
transient with an
get your beehole licked.
Mouth.
$20, I'll make you see heaven.
You'll probably like it.
And
if you're a dude who hasn't, just ask. Just be like, hey, you ever thought about, maybe butt stuff? And, like I said, start with a finger. Just, not even like a boop poking it in, but like just play around the edges. Like, have you ever played with like crystalware where you do the little...
What, you get your fingertip wet and then you take the gold rim and you make music with it?
Yep. You do that.
I don't think it's going to make the same sound.
No. She'll make she might not even make a sound, but that's where you that's your it
reminds me of The Simpsons when they're watching Johnny Carson. There's a guy with like 12 different sized glasses and he wets his fingers and he starts playing classical music.
Yeah, no, I've seen that shit on street corners. It's pretty cool. But that's what you got to do that's just get in there, get your finger wet a little bit, get on in there.
Another guy said that he was drunk and he did it, and then somebody else, who I won't name, said he's done it a few times. I don't know if that means to a few different girls, but he's done it a few times. Obviously, I was in the know. Rick James was in the know. Ricky! Kid Crazy said no. And then today I sent out a text message to 10 females I know, asking if they'd ever had their asshole licked.
Yeah.
Now, one of them didn't get back to me, but I'm going to count
the beast
because she's told me in the past that it's happened, that lover boy tongue darted her fudge hole. Ugh. And she's got I've explained her anus is not aesthetically pleasing. It's a train wreck from childbirth. A couple of hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. So, of the ones that said yes, one just said yes. One has told me in the past that it was an accident when the guy was drunk. He starts licking her asshole. And then he's like, oh, wait, that's the wrong hole. And then he wanted to just keep licking her pussy.
Oh.
You don't want to cross-contaminate.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, if you're not getting all deep up in it, then whatever. It's fine. Okay.
Two other people said yes. One of them said, surprisingly, yes. I'm like, did you like it? She's like, yeah, but that doesn't mean it happened again. LOL. There's a lot of LOLs. I just went, ew. And she's like, what? I'm like,
yeah, see, she said what? She's like, what do you mean it's ew?
Yeah, and I said, you are a dirty, dirty girl. And she's like, you never seem to mind. Because this is someone that I had been...
Yeah, sure.
I have carnal knowledge of the person I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, it's... Hey, I'm telling you.
And then there were 5 no's. There were many emphatic no's.
It's a pretty even across the board,
dead
like a
even.
50,
5,
50.
5, 5, and 5.
Yeah.
The answers I got. And now the one of them that said no is like, no. Why would you do that? I mean, maybe like if you were right out of the shower, perhaps.
That's what I'm saying.
But maybe someday I'd warm up to the thought of a finger. But if you've had children and you have hemorrhoids from childbirth, why would you want anybody to see that? And then it just made me think of
The beast.
Yeah. I would never fresh off the gym after a long day of work.
Fresh off the gym.
Never.
Hey, did you just go for like a 10-mile jog? Cool. Let me lick the sweat off your asshole.
Butthole.
That sounds delicious.
Never. You got to be fresh and clean, and then I'll go to town on that thing.
Other Neil Steiny, he says he's told a couple girls he would try it, but only if they were in the shower. And he says that it's like a weird form of reverse psychology where if he involves like more work that they won't ask him for it. So he's like, luckily nobody's gotten like, okay, let's go in the shower so you can lick my asshole. And he's like, fuck. He's never had to, reluctantly cash in on that promise.
Just wait till after the shower, man. Just do the shower and then do your thing. Like, it would be really hard to do in the shower.
Why? They just stand up and you spread their cheeks and you lick their asshole.
You'd have water coming on you, and it'd be hard to breathe.
Oh, no. Water in your mouth while you're sticking your tongue on an asshole.
I'm not saying it would be gross to have water in your mouth. It's just
That's how it
would
sounds.
be hard to do. It would be hard to do whilst... Imagine having sex while someone's squirting you with a squirt gun. You'd be like, bleh, 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 bleh. You wouldn't be able to concentrate.
Maybe if you're getting it in the face.
How are you going to eat out a girl's asshole without getting water in the face?
That are trying to cool you down.
So where are you going to stand in a shower where you're not going to get water in the face when a girl's bending over?
She turns to the wall. There's not a fucking faucet raining down on her, and the water's on your back, so that you spread her cheeks and lick her asshole. It's very easy. You are underestimating the ease of the logistics involved in this.
Don't do it in the shower. Do it after. Then you can really.
Now, were they laying on their stomach or were they laying on their back?
Everywhere.
Both?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I feel like it'd be easier if they were laying on their stomach and you just spread their cheeks, and there it is.
It'd be my favorite if you're gonna go with that. If you're gonna go with beehole access, fresh out the shower, all that kind of stuff. That cross-contaminating stuff's out the window if you're not gonna go tongue deep. You get them on their back, again, kind of rapey, but you pin their knees to the bed in front or behind their head.
You're not helping
and
your case at all. Maybe don't make that noise. It sounds like you're getting your butthole eaten out by one of the minions.
Oh yeah, kind of. Yeah. No, it's
banana. We have ruined it.
That was cool.
You know what that makes me think of also? Odie from Garfield with his tongue hanging out.
With his tongue just...
And then that big slurping sound.
That's what it was. Yeah. And then it was go to the bathroom and brush your teeth and rinse your mouth out with some...
Battery acid?
No, with a little Listerine action and carry on about your day.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, I'm going to go mow the lawn.
Yeah.
You just sit there and kind of...
I don't know.
Kind of soak it in.
You're just scared. You're just scared about it. Do it. She will love it. I guarantee it.
No, because then I don't feel like I'm never going to get kissed again. They make dildos. Can't they make like little rubber tongues I can dip in some like lotion and then lick it on their asshole? Just spread it on there. Like, this is what like analingus feels like.
That's basically like what a thumb feels like, right? What a little finger,
I don't
finger
know.
Feels like. I'm sure it's probably the same.
I've never put a thumb in my asshole.
Me neither, but I'm just probably the same. You do the same little motion. You're just kind of booping it. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah.
I will say I have admitted in the past on Graham's old show on IT Radio that sometimes when you wipe, it just for some reason feels really good.
Oh, for sure. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, God. Yeah. And then you just kind of run it back and forth a few times just because you're like, I don't know why I like this. And then you're standing in the mirror screaming faggot at yourself for like 5 minutes afterwards.
Just think of that's toilet paper. That's not even a moist, soft object. Imagine that feeling, but moist and soft. I think that would feel great. I think it'd feel great. Would I ever let it happen? I don't know.
Never take a bite out of anything and then offer me the rest again, please.
All right. Noted.
Wah. Last question. Final question. You're in prison. You have to make a decision. You either have to suck a dick or toss a salad.
Oh. Again with the fucking A.
He's probably not going to go and clean up his butthole for you and shave it.
And he's definitely not going to be gentle if you're going to be sucking his D. Ooh, fuck.
Would you rather?
I think because of the sheer pain that would be involved with getting a cock forcibly shoved down your throat, I would probably toss the salad.
Well, he's probably not going to grab the back of your head and just straight up throat rape you.
He's in prison. I'm pretty sure that's what he's going to do.
Well, he's telling you that you're going to get stabbed if you don't suck his dick, and you better make it romantic. I thought he's just going to grab both hands of the back of your head and be like,
Still.
And you're just sitting there like,
I guarantee you.
I better get protection from this.
If he's going around making demands like that, he is not going to be gentle about it.
I'll be in your gang, but you're not getting my fruit
beefy. His salad's getting tossed by me. That's
tears streaming down my cheeks.
Yeah.
Tears of regret.
I don't need that. I don't need those tears. I will just go bleach my mouth, and that'll be good to go. I'll tell you one other story real quick, though, that just came to mind when we were talking about that. So I was at a Halloween party once. This was right after high school. And we were at a buddy's house. His parents were out of town, whatever, just drinking and stuff. And we were looking around for our buddy. I don't want to throw his name out there, but we'll just say his name's Brett, right? Looking for our buddy Brett. And we're like, where the fuck did Brett go? And he was staying with this guy whose house we were at. Mm-hmm. And so we're like, well, I don't know. Maybe he just passed out in his room. So like a group of us went down there to go check on him, make sure he was okay. We just nonchalantly, assuming he's passed out in bed, just fling his bedroom door open. And this kid has got his dick in his hand and a finger on his other hand up his ass, and he's just deer in the headlights as soon as we open that door. He looks over and we're like, oh my god, you don't have a finger up your ass.
Did he keep going?
No, he stopped instantly, but that kid's legacy is he had his finger, and he would always deny it. He's like, no way, I didn't have a finger in my... It's like, you clearly had a hand.
It's like kids at the playground. You just picked a booger. No, I was just scratching outside my nostril. I didn't really pick a booger and eat it.
He had a finger. Probably, by the angle of his hand, we saw it for this long. Like, he was so shocked that he was frozen. Like, he was petrified.
Well, nobody expects to get caught masturbating.
I'm pretty sure it was his
into
index.
Like voyeurism. You know, like that one Choma we had that time.
Yeah.
He got caught
He
jerking
was all
off
about it.
at the Caribou Coffee, sitting in the booth, pulls his dick out. Skate! He's fucking going to town.
But so that, yeah. So maybe, he just explored it and figured out, like, I am years ahead of my friends right now, and I'm going to go downstairs and truly pleasure myself.
Yes, because he's like when Thomas Edison invented anything. He's like, oh my God, printed type. Tell everyone, I am light years beyond.
But he was too afraid to admit it that it felt good.
I don't feel like the finger in the butt's an adequate simile to...
No. I mean, but hell, who knows? One of those things, don't knock it till you try it. I guess I'm kind of knocking it saying I would never, but I would never typically, sheerly because of the fact that I wouldn't want any lady going near my dirty booty.
As comedian Rodney Carrington says about trying a dick, he's like, I don't do it because I'm afraid that I'm not gonna like it like I think I don't, and then you can't undo that you did it. Like nothing will ever be fun again. Be sitting on a roller coaster with your arms folded like, this is bullshit. Never should have tried that dick. Interact with the show on Twitter at What Do We Call It? That is at What Do We Call It? You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/What Do We Call It podcast show. For the What Do We Call It podcast, I'm Jmann.
And I'm Bergie.
And that's the end.
Do butt stuff.
Now come over here and let me give you a tongue kiss on your hot pocket.